Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You are listening to Nicola Chan, and this is the Shee Radio Show. This is the podcast, so it's the post radio show on 91.8 Hayes FM. It will also be up on the YouTube channel, which is Shee Radio, formerly Fused or Fit, on 91.8 Hayes FM. It's a bit of a mouthful these days, but when you're trying to rebrand stuff, they want you to say formally what you were. Like Facebook, it took me months to work out why they wouldn't accept my new name until I put formally Fused or Fit, and then they worked it out that I wasn't trying to misrepresent myself and my brand and what it is that I'm selling to people and offering. So I guess YouTube is the same, Google, all of those platforms. So I am now Shee, formerly Fused or Fit. I don't know when they allow you to actually get rid of the formerly, or if you've got to keep it forever. Let me know. Comment, send me a message, keep me updated, guys. I'm not really techie like that. But anyway, on to today's show. I have to warn you, the very beginning of the show is actually cut. I'm very, very sorry. We had a little bit of issue in the studio. However, the beginning of the interview will be on the YouTube channel because the video is there. It's just the audio that isn't. We were live on Facebook as well. So if you go to my Facebook page, Shee Radio, you'll see the beginning of the interview there. I hope you enjoy. This is episode 45, Shee Radio. Please like, share, comment, and enjoy the show. So today's guest is Chris from Chris and Wes, winners of Got to Dance from Sky One 2011. So as always, I ask my guests to share a little bit about their story. And as you know, the very beginning is cut off, but Chris was sharing about his upbringing and how he was always into fitness, but he didn't actually do dance when he was young.
We found ourselves going every week. I quit my basketball team, my rugby team. I quit my football team. I ended up just putting all of my sports, athletics. I just stopped them all and just focused on dance. Wow. And then became a teacher.
Did you know that you were good at dance then?
No. I might have been that little kid at weddings and christenings that, you know, like everyone had, after when the party started, I'd be in the middle just doing like either a moonwalk or a little move here and there as a young boy. And then parents would always tell my mum.
Hidden talents.
Possibly. Yeah. Maybe it was just there. I had a bit of rhythm. And that was at 16. And now I'm 28. So.
Okay, so how did you go from that then, doing a little bit of teaching, to then performing on the show? Well,
luckily the woman, Fortunity UK was the company. Was run by Helen Heaton, now run by Nicole McDonald, very good friend of mine. So I danced for Helen, and then my best friend Wesley, he was not at college, but he was my age, and he was earning money and driving his car. So I was like, what are you doing that I'm not? What's going on? And he said, during the day I go to schools and do their after-school dance club, their any after-school activities. And I was like, okay, cool. I remember doing those myself, like being in them. I could teach that. Spoke to Helen. I wrote her a letter. I actually wrote the boss a letter and said, hi, my name's Chris. I've really enjoyed dance and working with you so far. I'd love to try and work for your company. I gave it to her after a dance lesson. She called me the next day and gave me a job. Brought me in to work with Wes, just to work alongside him to see how to speak to kids, teach kids properly. Yeah. Not just go in there and willy-nilly teach like it's easy.
It's one thing doing it for yourself, isn't it? It's a whole other thing teaching other people, especially children. Other thing.
Especially children. Yeah. Especially children. There's a whole different understanding to it, you know. But again, I enjoyed it. I can be a big kid myself most of the time, as my people know. So I kind of melted right into it and enjoyed it, you know. And then I found myself earning, so... The rule with my mum was I had to go to college and at least do a year. If I found a job after the year, I was allowed to take a year out and continue working. So I was trying to do college. I was at Harefield Academy trying to do it, and I found myself stopping because I wanted to work more. But I finished the course and then just carried on working. And then from there, I was working and training at dance at the same time. And then one day Helen walked in and was like, right, we're going to go to Italy and represent Great Britain and take a bunch of you there. So we all auditioned for that piece and then spent the next 4 weeks making a 7-minute long routine, which was tiring, to go over to Italy. Bearing in mind it was like 33 degrees heat. And we had to perform in hoodies, balaclavas, overalls.
Oh wow!
For 7 minutes
solid.
Of the troupe. Oh yeah. That was Fortunity UK back in the day. It was part of a crew. It was me, Wes, Ashton, Dennis, and then a bunch of our other friends. Like I said, Nicole as well now, who currently runs Fortunity. So I think I did 2 years in Uxbridge in the area with that crew. Now that was specifically like a street dance crew. And then me and my friend Wesley went over to East London, and we found more of a hip-hop crew. But what we didn't realise is in the hip-hop crew there was also contemporary and abstract and whatnot, and we weren't used to that. That was a whole new realm to the
There's a lot
street.
of people that do those styles of dance have done it from like 2-3 years old, haven't they?
Literally from like 2, 3, 4. So I started at 16, Wes started at 12. We're both quite late bloomers, you know? So it was a whole new ball game. I remember walking into rehearsal and he was like, right, take your shoes and socks off. And I was like, what? He was like, take your shoes and socks off. We're going to dance barefoot. And I was like, not ready for this. I know trainers. I love my trainers. I got my tracksuit. I'm ready to go. So it opened up a whole new world like of dance for me. I found myself just going in and out of London to different classes, over to East London, and then we got our first audition, which was for George Sampson on BGT. So that was fun and scary. I went to do audition. I actually got the role. I got one of the roles out of I think there was 8 dancers at the time. And then my first job was on Britain's Got Talent, just as quite a young age. I think I was 17, 18.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that one was cool, actually. That one was cool. So that was my first sort of introduction to a dance career and a dance job.
So that was you dancing solo?
Well, no. So that was me. We were backing dancers for George Sampson because he'd won the year before.
Okay.
So he come back to re-perform, and then I think he wanted to have like a bit of a crew. So he auditioned about 50 to 60 dancers, and like 8 of us got the job. And then I found myself, literally the next week I was chilling with George. I went to his flat a couple of times. We watched my United game at one point and ordered pizza. Went to BGT, met Simon Cowell and loads of other people that night. I actually sat next to Jerry Springer and didn't know it was him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I even asked him who he is. I was like, who are you? Everyone's taking pictures of you. And he was like,
you asked him?
yes, like absolute donut.
Don't recognise you in real life.
Yeah, because everyone kept saying...
Of course I know who you are. But you look so much younger.
Oh, no. Oh, God, honestly, because everyone kept sitting there taking pictures of him. And I was like, excuse me, who are you? I don't want to be rude, but everyone's taking pictures of him. And he was like, oh, hi, I'm Jerry Springer. And I was like, oh, wow, I did not just do this. So that was a funny one. And that was my first sort of...
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Yeah, literally. I had to walk off, to be fair. So that was my first taste. I was absolutely buzzed by it. I just felt like, wow, that was one week's worth of jobs. Like, I want more. I want to go again. And then another audition came in for Cheryl Cole and X Factor. And that was the next big one. That was huge. That was me and Wes got that one. And that was a full 2 weeks of rehearsal every day. It was 40 dancers on stage. It was unreal.
So did you already have a style by then, like a type of dance that you two did together, and that would be what you'd be doing at your auditions?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was just down to some of our training, where we'd been trained in a street dance crew, which taught us a lot of different foundations, and then went over to the hip-hop side and learnt a lot of the other side. We were just lucky enough to have a good set of foundations. Whatever routine was thrown at me and Wes, we could pick up.
Oh, so in an audition, do they tell you what to do, and then so everybody's doing the same thing?
Oh, yeah. So they teach you a routine, and they teach it quick. Like, usually a class is an hour, and as a teacher, I can slow down how I teach it and make sure everyone enjoys the class and learns. Audition, they're teaching you a routine in 20 minutes. If you don't know it, that's your problem. Literally. And they just start saying, right, this group, you can go, this group, you can stay. And if you go, that means you haven't got it. That is literally cutthroat how it is.
So how does that feel then? It must have a lot of pressure on you then to learn everything, and obviously with everybody watching. Are the other auditionees watching you at the time?
Oh my God, yes, they're definitely watching. And the thing is, for me and Wes, we were so young to be in this position because in our street dance company, we've been going back and forth to competitions. And then we walked into the audition. Some of the people we were auditioning with were our judges from the competitions. So we were just like, are you kidding? Like, are you actually kidding right now? These guys have judged us like and at a competition. Now we've got to try and get a job alongside them or beat them to the job, you know? And also our choreographer, Tony Adigan of Avant Garde in East London, he was actually in the audition as well. So it was like, well, this isn't fair. Our teacher and our judges are here. But yeah, a few of us did actually get the job. So me and Wes were just absolutely mind blown, and we got a lot of good feedback and a lot of good comments for our futures.
So that must boost your confidence as well then.
Do you know what it was? It boosted my confidence, but because of my mum and my family and my friends, I very much tried to stay as humble as possible, you know, because in this industry you get like 9 no's before you get the 1 yes. Do you know what I mean? So to get this one was just really good. It just felt really good to go home and say, yeah, I got this one. This one's cool. I mean, it's on X Factor. Like, I'd done Britain's Got Talent, and that was outstanding. But this was X Factor, and this is with my best friend. Like, I got to do it with someone this time. It wasn't just me travelling by myself.
Yeah,
or,
that's nice.
You know? So, yeah, it was a really cool experience. And then I remember leaving the audition not knowing if we got it. Oh, no, we done the X Factor one. Sorry, we done the X Factor one. We come off that one, and they said, oh, they're going to do callbacks for another one for children in need at the Royal Albert Hall. And I was like, wow, that's one of the biggest theatres in, if not is the biggest theatre in London. That would be outstanding to do at 18 years old, you know? And we got a call from the choreographer saying, Chris and Wes, well, separate calls, do you boys want to come down and just do it one more time? And we might pick you, but we're cutting 40 to 12. And that was like, whoa, that's cutting a lot of people. And again, our teacher was in there amongst our judges. Me and Wes went back and we got pulled out to do it by ourselves. Everyone was doing it in groups. And the woman pulled me and Wes out and said, do it by yourselves. And we were like, oh, why? Does this mean it's bad?
As in you two together or you two
just
separately?
Me and Wes together do it in front of all 40 dancers, the choreographer and Cheryl Cole. So it was like, oh, wow. Music came on, 5, 6, 7, 8. Me and Wes did it full out. And everyone just started clapping and cheering. And the choreographer was like, right, just so you all know, it needs to look like that. And it was like, damn. It was almost too much. It was almost overwhelming because I've never been here, not in front of these people. I've done one job. Like, it was just like, is it really happening? It's surreal, you know?
Does it kind of happen so fast? Like you say, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That you just kind of go with the motions and your body remembers it all?
Yeah.
Or do you get into your head and think, well, am I going to remember this?
That can
People are
happen.
watching me.
That can happen. There's a zone. There's 2 zones. It's either you're thinking too much. It's like I tell my kids or anyone I'm teaching, don't think. If I've taught you a move and it looks complicated, do not think it through. Because the minute you think it through, you're going to mess it up. You know what your legs are going to do. If I was you, focus on your arms or something. That's what I tell people. So, and then you find your mind just sort of just zones in. When you zone in, when you hear 5, 6, 7, 8 and you are zoned in, nothing can throw you. You will do that routine full out. You'll hit all the moves, the right places, the double spins if it's a double spin. And it feels great, you know? But there are times where you're midway and you'll hear yourself go, what's next? And it's already next and you've missed it. So you can quickly just mess yourself up just by quickly overthinking something midway through a routine.
Yeah. Has that happened to you then?
Yeah.
In an audition?
In an audition, yeah. It's happened on an audition. In an audition.
Do they give you another try? So say something happened in the middle and you're like, can I do that again?
Yeah. Never stop and say, can I do it again? Because sometimes you've got about 6 dancers around you as well in that group. So you can't stop.
So you kind of have to wing it.
Yeah. Either wing it or what I tell my kids or anyone that's doing auditions, carry on. You might have forgot that step, but you know what's coming. We've done it for like 20 minutes, half an hour. You know what's coming. Try and catch it. Wait a minute, go, what's next? Double, go. Yeah, I'm back in. Try and re-catch it, you know? Especially if you're in a professional audition, definitely. You want to be a professional. You want this as a job. So work hard. You've been dancing for how many years now? Come on. Catch a flow and go again. If this is a practice audition or something like in class, you might just stop. There's times where they'll be recording because some choreographers want to record the piece and put it online, and you see people go and they walk off because they've just quickly just lost it. They've quickly just lost the flow.
So I was going to ask you some tips for people who might be auditioning. Like my daughter, for example, she goes to performing arts school in Mealdale.
Amazing.
So obviously they're doing singing, dancing, acting, and then the next stage is doing auditions and then getting jobs.
Good.
How do people get over stage fright, fear of auditions, that kind of thing?
Do you know what? I don't think there's a cure because even myself, I still get nervous. I just try to put my mind in a comfortable place. I try and think of my room, try and just imagine them in my room, it sounds silly, but sometimes I'll go and do certain auditions to my friends or my mum. So I now just picture doing it to them because you're kind of relaxed, you know? I try and go into the audition and if I can strike a conversation with a couple of people, that helps because then again, you just feel a little bit more relaxed. And then there's this zone of, do you want this bad enough? So are you going to sit there and feel nervous or are you going to change how you're thinking right now and go, no, but I want this job. But I want to be here. I want to get in that crew. I want that first place or I just want it. So I'm not going to think like that. That's what me and Wes tried to do on Got to Dance. It was so nervous going on live TV, performing your choreography.
Well, I'm going to ask you more about that in a moment. For the sake of the video there, we've got to go to an ad on the radio, so just bear with us. And for the radio guys, we will be right back after this. Stay tuned.
Love Hayes FM? Well, you'll love our new mobile app. Listen on the move and catch your favourite presenters. Message the studio, request tracks, and keep up to date with the newsfeed. It's available to download for free from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store.
Hayes FM.
If you've ever had to get out of your car at the side of a motorway, you'll know how scary it is. Just imagine what it's like to be a road worker on a motorway. So please drive carefully through roadworks, observe all signs and speed limits, stay in the correct lane, and keep a safe distance from the car in front. Our road workers are making the roads safe for all of us. So please keep the roads safe for them.
Advertising on 91.8 Hayes FM could be the most cost-effective way to reach thousands of listeners every day. We can offer spot advertising or show sponsorship. So why not get your local radio station working for your business? Call a helpful team on 0208 099 2226 or email office@hayesfm.org.
Change for Life is about making changes to be healthier, like getting off 5 a day. It's not hard. Often we're halfway there and don't realise it, like a banana in our cereal, glass of fruit juice at breakfast or veg in our soup. Even tinned, dried and frozen count. It's easy to be food smart. For tasty 5-a-day ideas and recipes for cheap, healthier meals, search Change for Life online.
Playing the biggest hits of all time. Respect music.
The sound of Great West London.
91.8 Hayes FM.
Hello and welcome back to 91.8 Hayes FM, the Shee radio show. I'm Nicola Chan and today my special guest is Chris from Chris and Wes.
Hey.
So before we were actually about up to Got to Dance.
Yeah, we kind of got there, yeah.
How you got to Dance.
yeah.
So tell us about that.
Okay, cool. So before we get there, I'll tell you actually an interesting little backstory just before it, because I think it was just a year before Got to Dance. Myself and Wes got injured. He had a back injury and I had an ankle injury. It took both of us out. It took me out for close to a year. I was supposed to go on tour with N-Dubs, so this would have been my third biggest job. And I was supposed to go on tour for a month with N-Dubs. I learned all of the show. It still hurts me, this one. And I remember going for an MRI scan, and the guy literally said to me, if you go with your foot in the condition it's in, there's a chance that you could lose your dance career and not dance again. So he was like, it's your call. You either go on, he goes, I can give you things, I can have a physio go on the road with you to help you and get you through it for the pain, but you might lose your foot and lose your career. So it was like, it's in your hands. You either go or you don't go, and then you can continue dancing. So I was like, wow.
That's pretty big.
Oh, yes. Very, very big deal. And I got close with all the dancers, even N-Dubs. I got very, very close with them. And I ended up making the call not doing it, which they weren't happy. They were about to pull all the dancers. They were going to just pull all dancers because they didn't think they'd get someone in quick enough who was going to pick it all up. So I put through one of my good friends, Shee. I said to him, listen, come here quickly, learn this as fast as you can, and take my place. If you can, it would be great if you could. He was up for it. He went, he absolutely blitzed it. They were in shock. They thought I taught him the routine last night. I was like, guys, I haven't taught him. He's a person with me. We train together, so we just pick it up just as well. And he went on for an amazing career. He's done Thriller Live in the West End. He's done Stomp, all from that. So that was great. Yeah. And I've actually talking to him just now. We're going to try and catch up Friday and do some more stuff together. So that'll be cool. So I had to sit down at home for a good 7 months, which was just the pain. Oh, I couldn't do it. Just not being physical and not moving and not doing too much. It was hurtful. So I started to...
That must have been hard mentally as well then. Obviously, you've just given up this opportunity.
Literally.
And then watching somebody else progress in their career, that could have been you, and you're there injured.
Literally.
Not even able to move your body.
Nope. That is literally how it was. Pictures of him on tour, different countries. It weren't like a London tour. They were going through it. So I was like, oh, man. I went through a difficult phase, to be fair. It was difficult, especially because I was still young, you know? So it was still, mentally, it was hard to get through.
Did you feel like you'd lost your opportunity?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought, damn, what if that one shot doesn't come around again, you know? That's a tour. To be fair, it hasn't. I haven't been on tour with an artist like that since, to be fair. So it was a bit of it was a downer. It was a downer. And I remember just as I was getting better, Wes was better as well. He walked into mine with the application for Britain's Got Talent. And then we sat there looking at it and we wanted to do Britain's Got Talent, but we kind of was like, it's a tough one because the judges are very respected in their fields, but we wanted one of them if not all of them, to be dancers, to really judge us, and really tell us where to improve, what to improve on, or, you know? Yeah. And then Got to Dance popped up, so Wes walked in with the application form, and we sort of went for it and hoped for the best. I remember our audition didn't go fully to plan.
Had the show been on long before that?
It'd been on one season.
So you watched all of that?
I hadn't watched all of it. I just caught the last bits of it because where I was injured, watching that stuff was even hard. You know, watching dance, I was like, no, I'm not watching it. Not watching it.
I was like that with the marathon when I was injured. I didn't want to be around it. Didn't want to see people running.
No way.
Yeah.
See, it's tougher, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so tough to be around your own passion and not be involved. Like, yeah, he came in with the application. We went to the audition, which was in Battersea in the Domes. And yeah, the routine didn't go to plan. We had a trick where Wes goes into a handstands and I jump and dive through his legs. And I clipped his foot on the way down, so we sort of fell mid-routine. Carried on, like I said, messed up, carried on, just carry on, never stop and go, oh, we messed up. No, carry on, the music's still going. And then, we got 2 gold stars, which luckily at the time puts you through to the shortlist, but doesn't put you directly through. Mm-hmm. Whereas 30 other contestants got 3 gold stars. So we were the underdogs of the whole thing. We were like, they got 2 gold stars there. Are they even that good? And I remember the camera crew coming to my house, and they were all acting down. Like, they were all acting a bit like, yeah, don't worry, we'll be in and out. And because you get a phone call saying, oh, we're going to come to your house and film. So you're thinking you're going to get a yes to live shows. And they say to you, but we're doing no's and yeses.
Okay.
So it could be a no.
Prepared.
And it was like, oh, man, I've got half my family around my house. Like, the nan's here. Everyone's excited. I'm like, don't be excited because it might not be a yes.
They want to capture the moment that you all cry as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then, went to the door. We got a knock on the door. Ashley Banjo was at the door. Cool surprise. Because I was like, whoa, he's tall as well. He is so tall. He came in, and even he was acting a bit like, you're right, guys. It's good to see you. I'm thinking, don't act like that, man. What's going on? And then he was like, he started talking to us. So, yeah, I had to try and convince the judges. I had to try and battle your corner a bit. And then he was like, oh, can we cut quickly? I need to talk to the director. And he took the director out of the room for a quiet talk. So we're now all sitting there thinking, you've got me on the edge of a cliff, not even my seat. Just tell me. And at that point, my nan even turned to me and she was like, Chris, and just shook her head. She gets feelings like that. You know, your nan, they get gut feelings. So I was like, okay, just prepared myself for the no. I was like, it's not a problem, it's cool. Move on to the next thing, you know? And he come in, he sat down and he was like, boys, I had to fight your corner a bit. It was a tough one. But I managed to sway him round and you come into live shows and the whole room just erupted. My mum had a corner couch. Me and Wesley jumped so high it split into 2 and we fell in the gap on the floor. Oh, my God. We literally went nuts. Absolutely. Oh, it was crazy.
And that's
crazy.
all on TV?
Yeah. Even the couch moment splitting in 2.
Probably a recording of a gift with that bit on going over and over.
It's true. And then from there, it all led to a very...
what did you feel like at that moment?
I'd never felt anything like it. I literally felt like energy was coursing throughout my entire body from the centre of my heart. That was literally just adrenaline, but I could feel it. I was like, oh my God, I need to run. I need to do something, go to the studio, make something. I need to do something, like, let's go. And I was just pumped then for the next few weeks. We had to sign a contract saying you're not allowed to tell anyone that you're through. So that was like, I'm excited, but I've got to keep it a secret.
How long is it that before when you do stuff and then it shows on the telly?
I think that one was around 3 weeks because it was the answers, but then the audition was longer because we'd done the audition already, you know? So the audition we had to wait like 2 months for. 2 months, I think it was, before that aired. So then we started to get messages going, I just see you on TV, da-da-da-da-da. Then the result show came. So everyone saw that we were through. Then our phones blew up and whatnot, and things started to get a bit crazy in the area. Walking down the street, like, I could have sworn I saw you on TV. And I was like, yeah, you might have. And then the first live show came, and that was my first realisation of everything's about to change. That was definitely my first realisation because it was... Even that one, we'll skip that story because it's not a big one in the semis. But I remember doing that piece, and the piece we did had a very memorable moment.
Can I pause you on that bit,
Of course,
though?
yeah.
We have another ad coming up. Yeah.
Go. We're going to pause them like an ad break. Love that.
Before you get into that one, I don't want to stop you in the middle of it.
It's all good.
All right, guys, on 91.8 Hayes FM, we'll be right back after the local news. Hello, welcome back to 91.8 Hayes FM. This is the Shee Radio Show. I'm Nicola Chan, and my guest today is Chris from Chris and Wes.
What's up?
So let's just dive straight back into where we were, because it was all the juicy stuff. You just found out that you're getting on, got to dance. Oh no, you passed the auditions, and you're moving to the next stage.
Yeah, to the semi-finals. So yeah, we had a very memorable moment in this piece where Wes would do something called weaving, so he'd move his body that makes it look like jelly, sort of thing. But I would have a graffiti can. I wouldn't have one, it would just be pretend. And I would sort of go by his body and spray as if he's moving. And that really exploded. That really got a lot of attention. We got a lot of good feedback, and it was creative. It was original, you know. So the compliments from the judges were really good. And I remember coming off the stage, and we hadn't even got the results yet, but I remember coming off stage, and I'm not a crier. I'm really not a crier. We were going back to our change room, and I just sort of burst into tears. And Wes was like, "You're right." I was like, "Yeah, because I was smiling." And he was like, "You're right." I was like, "I'm fine. I'm just happy. Leave me alone." And we went back to the changing room, had to go back for the results. Bearing in mind, we were the underdogs. So on paper, everyone was saying they're through. We weren't even considered for the semis. We weren't even considered to get through. 6 acts on stage. Alleviate got called. They were a contemporary jury. They were good friends of ours. They were first to get called, so there was only 1 spot left. Only 2 go through from each show. And literally, they always wait a lovely long gap. That pause before they tell you, it feels like forever. It feels like forever.
Is it longer in real life than on TV?
Oh, it is 10 times longer in real life than on TV. It really is. In one of the videos online, you can see me wait and then laugh because I'm going, it's taken ages. I literally laugh. And then he said Chris and Wes, and we got through to the semi-finals. Again, family was there, so it all kind of went crazy and emotional. And that's when I started to leave there, and people in the street really started to notice, and my phone really started to go crazy. And that's when it started to kind of kick in. I was like, right, things are changing. Things are really changing now. So we thought we'd be wise, kind of, and go back to one of our previous comps to cheer on our old crew. Just to go and cheer and show support to one of our, to our old team that we used to dance with.
Yep.
So me, Wes, 2 of our friends jumped on the train, went down to British Championships. Friday night they hold a party because the Saturday and Sunday is the competition. So we walked to the party, went to the bar, and we ordered a drink, turned round, and there was a queue of kids just going from us. Like, it was just huge. It was just absolutely insane. And that's when it kind of hit me. I think I had 1 drink for about 2 hours. Because we're just sitting there sort of signing, taking pictures, talking to kids, answering questions. And I was like, we're just through. We haven't done anything yet. Well, in my mind, we hadn't done anything yet. But everyone was like, no, you've done something. This is already big.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, but we're not there yet. Like, I know competition, semi-finals, you haven't done it yet. We're just involved, So people were telling us what we've done, and we were just not fathoming it. We weren't taking it in yet.
Did that kind of make it more real than the scale of it, the amount of people that were watching?
Yes.
And supporting you as well? That must have felt nice.
Oh, my, yeah. It was just... It was. That's literally the best word to describe it, really. It was just nice to know that people can look at, excuse me, something that your work, something that you've created, and appreciate it, and just acknowledge it in any sort of way. Oh, it was funny to watch. I love the music you used. Because what was quite cool about our sets was we tried to make the music appeal to everyone. So there was parents going, I love that song. I used to party to that song. But then the kids would go, oh, I love that move and I love this move. So it was... We found ourselves, we appealed to a big audience. So that was another, tick the box. This is going really well. And then we wanted to go to the final and we wanted to just do our best, really. But...
So how does it work, though? Because is the show on every week?
Yeah, so it
and
ran...
have you got to come up with new choreography every week?
Yeah, so we done... as you hit live shows, they say to you, create your semi-final piece, but you've also got to create part of your final piece in case you get through. Because if you're on the 4th show, you've only got a week into your final. So the ones in the 4th show had it hard. Mm-hmm. And originally, we were supposed to be on the 3rd show. And a week before live shows, they called us and said, oh, by the way, guys, we're moving you from the 3rd to the 1st. So we had 4-week rehearsal, reduced to 1-week rehearsal for our live show. And then we had nothing prepared for our final. Because our goal was to get to the semi-final for some publicity. And if that worked, happy days. We didn't have a plan B for the final. We didn't have anything. So we came home, sat down for about another week and couldn't think of anything. Then we walked outside my house and saw a bench on the grass. And we used to sit by this bench, play football by this bench, all me and my friends. And we sat there and we found ourselves just moving around this bench, half dancing, but just trying to figure things out. And then we thought, what if we made a piece about getting from the area we live in? Everyone knows, if you know Hayes, you know Hayes. And get into the final. That's a really big... We did a journey onto the London Underground, backflip through your leg. Come up with this idea. Yeah.
So you told a story in your dance.
That's it. Tried to tell a story. And we asked for a prop. I asked if I could run to the judges' table and do a backflip off the table through Wes's legs. We were going all out.
Wow.
And they were like, no. And they were like, you can't have a bench, you can't jump off the stage, you cannot backflip off this, you cannot do that. And we were
Health
like,
and safety.
I was like, health, I don't care, I just wouldn't do it. And they shut down all of our ideas, like even our routine. We had to cut like the music and stuff. Like it was panic moment. It was panic moment. We had a trick involved where Wes would go forward, go onto his hands, and he would do jumping jacks on his hands, and he would stop on one hand and split his legs. And I was going to do a round off, and then backflip through his legs. The trick was intense, but it never. Phone ring.
Well, I actually have to stop you there, actually, for
Ooh, good
another
times.
ad break. So just bear with us, guys on Facebook and those on Hayes FM. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back to 91.8 Hayes FM, the Shee radio show. I'm Nicola Chan, and today's guest is Chris from Chris and Wes.
Hey.
Just before the break there, we were in the middle of a conversation about the performance that Chris and Wes have created, and somebody's doing the splits in the air, and there's got props going on, and the show was saying, no, you can't have that. It's all, health and safety, crazy. So if you'd like to just finish off that story.
Yeah.
We're all on the edge of our seats. We want to know what's going on.
So yeah, we've been given no's by all the commissioners and all the directors. The camera crew were quite worried about our piece because it was quite dangerous. The trick that me and Wes had organised for the very, very end was Wes in a handstand in the splits and me about to backflip through his legs. And the trick never went right in rehearsal. So I kept hitting Wes, we kept falling over. He hurt his back at one point. My ankle kicked in again from the audition. So now everyone's starting to worry because it's like, they're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
These are injuries from before. And then someone turned around to me, and I've heard this saying before, but it didn't hit me until then. They went, don't worry about it, because it's bad tech, great show. And that's the performance saying. Bad tech, great show. And all of our techs went wrong. So I was like, okay, fine. And I was like, Wes, are we going for this handstand backflip? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, we'll do it. It's fine. So doors open, live show. Chris and Wes get called out, walking down the stage to the centre of the thing. Everyone at home is watching the VT that they made. We stand there, live cameras come on, everyone's now watching, routine starts. I have just lost track of who's in the room. When I think back to this memory, it's black. All there is a round stage, me and Wes, and a few lights and just noise. Did the routine, we're right by the end, last trick. My legs are starting to feel really, really tired now. Remember, this is a good 3 to 4 months of build-up from the audition and being away from family, because they put you in a hotel 4 days away from your family. So this is it, man. Yep. This is it. So he runs forward, he goes into a spin and then goes to his knees. I'm like, where's the handstand? And then he drops to his knees and goes into a freeze and splits his legs. And I was like, okay. And I'm running already. I'm already running full pelt, so I can't just stop. And I just literally jumped right next to him, front summied, hoped. Just hoped. This is live. If it goes wrong, Nicola, this is it. And landed on my feet and went to one knee and did our final pose. I have no idea where Wes is. I have no idea if I hit him. Too much adrenaline. I can't tell. All I just see is the 4 judges in front of me just go, whoom, and this whole room, like a Mexican wave, went, and then Wes just grabs me from behind, and we just went crazy, because it must have worked.
Did you do that pose as well at the end then?
Yeah, he literally just turned it and hit the Chris and Wes pose, and I was like, yes, but he said to me, he was like, my legs were gone, and I couldn't go into the handstand. I had no faith that I was going to make it, so I was like, my legs felt bad too. But I'm happy you did it, because I don't think I would have made it through. Yeah. But in that split second, he did a double spin into the floor and did a freeze, and I had to front something. So the trick was completely different. But we pulled it off, and it worked, and it landed, and the performance went well. So the saying worked for us, bad tech, great show.
Amazing.
It actually worked.
And you obviously have such an amazing rapport with each other that even without looking at each other and knowing exactly what you're doing, you're kind of still working together. And
yeah, I think that was always mine and Wes's little scary trait we had. Like even through the auditions with Cheryl Cole that I told you about, everything, there was just moments, like when they pulled us out to do it together, when me and Wes dance, some people just say there's something else there. You two can read each other without even talking, and you do it mid-routine. So, we just have this rapport. So, it kicked in that night, and I'm so happy it did. Because it was needed to kick in, you know. Came off stage, and that's when it all hit us. I fell to the floor, and he was like, you're right. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But this is all that pressure. This is the audition, the semi-final. Ashley Banjo at our house, it's hit me. I can't dance no more, we need a break. And they cut down 8 dancers to 3, and you've got to dance one more time, but you've got to perform your semi-final audition. So we got cut to the 3, and Wes looked at me and was like, we've got to do this. And I was like, yeah, come on. Went out there, performed it as best we could. That was probably the hardest.
Oh, so on the same day now?
Same day. We've come off. We've done our final performance. All dancers were on stage. They cut the 10 down to 3. And me and Wes have got to go on and perform it one last time. And I am feeling drained. Like, I am completely drained. I don't actually feel like I can do this. Music comes on, I just try my best. That's all you can do in this situation, is just try your absolute best. You've done the hard work now, you know? And then we had to stand there, get the results. There's 3 of us. We were in the middle. And in tech, they had said, right, guys, whatever you do, if for some reason tonight your name gets called out and you win, do not run backwards, as there's pyrotechnics and fireworks. So everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. Just stand there, cheer, clap, do what you want to do, act excited. So me and Wes, being the normal 2 people that we are, and we listen very well, and we're not childish. No, not of course. Davina called our name out, Chris and Wes, and we literally turned round and ran backwards. And then it went woof right in front of my face. And I picked up Wes, we span around, and it got crazy. All the other contestants came on stage, and that was just an eruption of emotion. But I still couldn't believe it. I still couldn't believe it. Davina asked, said, would you want to say anything? And I literally stutter. Because even now, see, I couldn't even speak again because I genuinely didn't know what to say other than thank you.
Can't put a word to that emotion.
No. That adrenaline, that.
What about Wes? Was he like that as well?
Yeah. We're both very emotional, and we were on the stage with one of the contestants was our teacher from 5-6 years ago, called Turbo, and he was someone we looked up to, especially Wes. He'd been taught by him for quite a few years, so. Having him there with us on stage was even more emotional, you know, because that's someone that taught us. So he was like, I'm just proud of you. I don't care who placed where, but I'm just so proud of you. So I think that caught Wes quite a bit. And that life had changed. That his life completely changed now. We're never just normally Chris and Wes. Now we're something else, you know. It was, wow. That night was insane. That night was so insane. So insane.
So what happens next? Big party?
We had to go back to the VIP lounge, catch up with family. Obviously, family were all there, both our family, so that was emotional. I spoke to a few people on the phone. Then the weird stuff kicked in. We had men in black coats looking like something out of Men in Black coming up to us and our families, asking if they could be our agents and managers and take their card and take this card. So again, it was already getting hard because it was like, whoa, like an hour ago, I was me.
Yeah.
Now we're here. Whoa. You know, there's people approaching me and my family who kind of look a bit suspicious. But we're in a safe building because there's security and whatnot everywhere, you know. But we're now in a realm that we haven't visited yet. We're now in a place we haven't explored. We haven't been on this journey. It's a new journey. This is a new level. This is a new step, you know. And I think some of our friends even said, oh, you've made it. You've done this. You're good. You're set. And even I was a little bit... Something inside of me said, nah, this is just step 1. This is just step 1. If you can continue, maybe life could be good. But if you mess up, you're going to be going back down the step again, if that makes sense in the way I've put that.
Yeah.
But it was also enjoying the moment, you know, living the moment. Some goods happened. We left the building. This bit's quite cool, actually. We left the building, was on the way back to the estate. And I remember driving through the estate before we went to Wes's house to all celebrate. And there was bed sheets, people's bed sheets and pillowcases and duvets and loads of different things with signs saying, well done, guys, you boys smashed it. People put it over their fences, in front of their doors, out their windows. So as we drove through, the emotions kicked in again because it was just nuts, you know. Some of these neighbours I don't know, and they've got stuff out their windows, you know. I saw a load of my friends on the street that were out that night. I think they were half waiting for us to come back. They surrounded the car and were going crazy. Went back to my house and the door was covered in loads of notes like, good luck, well done, you smashed it, it was great, all the best. And then we had to, that was at like 2 a.m, and we had to get up at 6 to go to a radio interview. I was like, are we not allowed to sleep after all the work we just did? No.
At least you could sit down at the radio.
Yeah. They gave me a croissant and a cup of tea. I was happy.
Well, I'm afraid we can't give you any.
I wasn't going to say anything. Oh, man. But, that was an interesting night. And then after that, the agencies kicked in and we had to sit down to get a manager, find a manager to help manage our diary and what was about to happen, all the phone calls that were coming in from newspapers, radios, magazines. It was a whole new world. It's kind of what you imagine. Some people sit there and go, I wonder what it's like just to, you know, break that barrier or get a little bit of limelight. It is pretty much what you can imagine. Pretty much what you can imagine. But then it's also very hard because one lesson I learned the hard way is that everyone was my friend, but they weren't my friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everyone I bumped into work-wise, oh, hey, Chris, nice to meet you. Yeah, I can hold your bag for you. It's not a problem. Do you want anything? I can go and get it for you. My name's da-da-da. It's fine. And then someone else might say, be careful of them. They're a bit this, they're a bit that. They'll do this to get something out of you. And I'm like, well, why shouldn't I be careful of you then? No, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And I just started to realise, wow, everyone's my friend. That some people might not like this person, but actually they're not my friend. I don't know these people. They're just being nice to me because of who I am. And that even started to affect my private life. There was friends that weren't ever my friend, and they were, yo, Chris, how is it? How are you? And I said, you used to bully me back in school. Why are you talking to me like we're friends? We've never been friends. Why is this now okay? You know, even with relationships, you know, girls, oh, hi, Chris, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You didn't want to know me before now? Why do you want to know? It was hard. It had its moments. I lost friends, gained friends. But now I look back and say, no, them friends obviously weren't meant to be in my life. I may have lost them, but it was for a purpose. They weren't there to guide me and help me in the right way. So good riddance to you, you know? Yeah. I've got better friends, so it's not too bad. Yeah, and then it led on to the TV show that we had. We got a TV show after that, Chris and Wes Let's Do This, which was a 10-part series of following us around wherever.
Was that Sky as well?
Yeah, that was also on Sky One. Because sometimes with these shows, Britain's Got Talent, X Factor, you get a winner, but you don't always see what happens to them. All right, cool, they might make an album or a song or do a few shows, but you're like, yeah, but what about day to day?
Well, quite a lot of it, especially the singing ones, it's the second person.
Who
then gets the album.
Yes, exactly,
and everyone follows their journey.
That's it. So they wanted to make a show about us and just say, just to show you what happens, really. And I think they were like, you two have got some characters, so we want to show everyone your characters and see what you're like on TV. Because they said we had a future in TV. But we were like, we're dancers. We just want to dance and make some shows and make some pieces and see where we can take this, you know? Maybe dance behind Usher one day. That would be great. But they had TV in their eyesights the whole time. So, again, another door had opened that we hadn't even seen come in. I hadn't even thought about TV, you know?
Do you have like a long-term plan? Do you ever dream and visualise what it is you want to do next?
I have a lot of visual things that I'm trying to achieve next now. Yeah. I have a vision board at home that I look at a lot and try and visualise the things I want. And I put my targets and goals up there.
And did you have that looking back now to lead you to where you are now?
No, definitely not. I would say now, if I'm very, very honest, looking back to after we just became Chris and Wes, we had our agent, some people were asking us, so what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And back then, I wish I was wise enough to say, I don't know. Because looking back now, I didn't know. I was just saying everything. I want to dance and go here. That's a stupid, immature answer. It's not, but it's not someone who knows exactly where they want their career to go, you know?
So you just say yes to everything.
Yeah. And
happy with the opportunities.
Yeah, and where I was at that point wasn't the place to say that. You need to half kind of know. Because even our agents weren't dancers. They didn't know how to nourish us and bring us up as TV guys or help us in any way, you know? They were just like, yeah, we can get you this, we can get you that, we can get you those kind of gigs and have you travelling if that's what you want. But what's your plans here? What's your plans there? Do you want to get onto TV, or would you be radio presenters? Would you do movies? And we just kept saying, oh, I don't know, or yeah, I'd love to, or I don't know. And that just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We should have known more. It's only for me, really.
How can you though? And you're so young.
It's true.
You didn't know it was going to be that great.
No. I mean, 20 years old, running into quite a bit of money, a lot of work, and everyone wanting your attention. You know, and I'd met someone at the time as well who I'd felt very much head over heels for. So all that emotion of trying to become someone, being in the limelight, trying to hold a relationship and friends and family, I think it was just all way too much for that age. Way too much for that age, you know? 20 years old, yeah, just even at 2021, I still was not 100%, you know? It's still a lot, because in the industry I'm in, you could be a dancer, but you could still do a lot. You could be a dancer, you could be a backing dancer, you could take that into so many things. So many things. I know people that have gone into Cirque du Soleil, into gymnastics, all because it's all based. Some people have become hosts for event shows and whatnot. I know a friend has become a comedian, but I used to dance with him. You know, it leads into the entertainment area, which at one point had me thinking, what am I, like, a kind of jack of all trades, master of none? It was a bit of that's when I was in my down phase, because I didn't know. And it was in the last 2 years. Last 2-3 years have been a very big growth year for me and a very big realisation year, because I realised a lot of the things that I wanted to do, I refound the fire in me for, like, dance and my passion even into teaching. Just some of it all just started to dip a little bit.
But then maybe because you weren't things thrown at you all the time.
Yeah.
You had a bit more downtime to sit down and think.
Yes.
The paper, vision board out.
It's true.
Who am I? What do I want to do?
It's true. It was literally about 2-3 years ago. I went for a very bad breakup, and that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was in a very, very dark place, very, very bad place, and a few friends of mine pulled me out. A friend of mine got me to watch a movie that was a documentary just about positive thinking and changing how you think and keeping the mind.
That's what we like on this show.
Oh, it's all I'm about.
All about mindset.
It's all I'm about. It's all I'm about nowadays.
Oh, great. Have you got another 2 hours?
I can spare some. But no,
now
yeah.
we're talking.
It's big. No, it was the movie, The Law of Attraction.
I
The
just
Secret.
watched that again the other day.
I watch it all the time.
I was telling my boyfriend, you need to watch this.
For real. I've made a few of my friends watch it. It changed my life. It changed everything. But the minute I watched that, I hit big realisation. I was like, wow, okay, cool.
But because obviously you watched that just recently. I'm going to talk really quick because I've got to go to an ad at 0:00.
Cool.
But then do you kind of feel like now you know that information, that in some way you knew it before, but it just kind of happened?
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got all of those things.
Yeah.
You must have been attracting those things into your life, the way that you were, the mindset that you had. You just weren't aware of it.
No, that is exactly it. That is it. I looked back and was like, right, that's why you got that. Because I always said to myself, I wanted certain things, or I could see myself on that stage. So you're right. The minute when I watched that, I went, wow, I've half been using this already and not even realised it. And it even says that in the movie.
Yeah.
It even says that. You've been using it, but you might not realise. I was like, what are you doing to me? This movie's insane.
That's a good friend then.
Yeah. No, yeah, for real. She did. She helped me out. And then a lot of my friends kind of like all got together and helped me out in loads of different places, you know. And now I've got my morning rituals. I write my 10 things I'm grateful for every morning. I got my vision board. I make my bed every morning, which I never used to do. Now I can't leave the house until the bed's made. Clear room, clear mind, you know.
Yep.
And it helps.
All about how you start your day.
It helps. Like, I can't tell you how. Even when I got to dance at 20, okay, I got to dance at 20. I had a baby not long after that. I had 6 years of a life, but the last 2-3 have almost been more meaningful and more insightful than the 6.
Let's pause it right there, because that's a brilliant place to stop and come back to it after this. So, guys on the radio, 91.8 Hayes, and we'll be right back after the local news. And get your questions in. We're on Facebook. Welcome back to 91.8 Hayes FM. This is the Way She Radio Show. I'm Nicola Chan, and this is Chris from Chris and Wes. I'm saying this. You can't see when you're on the radio, but we also have a Facebook Live going on. We've got Instagram Live going on. Chris, what's your handle on Instagram if anyone wants to go on there?
Handle is Christopher_ND9. So that's at Christopher_ND9.
So we had a couple of issues on Facebook. I was on my Way She Radio page, and now I'm on Nicola Chan page. So hello, everybody. I think there's more people on this page, actually. So get your questions in. Ask Chris some questions. We've had an amazing time already for an hour. If you've only just joined us, heard all about Chris's story, how he got into dance, how he won Britain's Got Talent, how he got to dance.
She's forgot me already.
Oh no, something's happening here.
Oh, I got kicked off as well.
Oh no, Instagram stop. I didn't know I had that going on at the same time. But now we're talking Law of Attraction, the movie, The Secret, all of the juicy mindset stuff.
My life.
Which is what I'm passionate about. I love talking about this on this radio show. So let's just dive straight back into that.
Cool.
So we were talking about how sometimes the universe gives you mirrors, as in somebody will be sitting in front of you. They may be asking you advice about a certain problem. You're giving them advice, and it's the stuff that you need to hear. And you're hearing yourself like, oh my God, I know this stuff. So this is just what I need to apply in my own life.
Yeah. It's literally that, isn't it? It's something I need to take and just put into that situation. And it happens with everything. It happens in every, like, small aspect of life, whether it's, like, work, like, even small things as well. I've noticed walking down the street, I bump into a few more happier people that might want a conversation, or I might bump into them accidentally with my arm, and it'll be like, oh, no worries, like, thank you, sorry about that, rather than it being like a grunt, or things around you completely change, so you've got the more positive people around you, or they come into your life a lot more, and it generally makes you happier, and makes your day just easier to, like, go about. It's just the little things that I can't believe have changed. Even in the car, less road rage. Sometimes I get cut up quite a lot and I'm a bit aggressive towards it, but it either happens less, or I'm like, okay, and that person will actually say sorry, which happens rarely.
Yeah. I like to smile at people in road rage. I can just see how angry they are, and I just want to give them. I have to try to not be sarcastic though, because sometimes, you know.
I'm gonna say, that smile can come across like, yeah. I can send me crazy. You smile at me, I'm like,
It's all about how you behave, isn't it? How you
Yeah.
react to things.
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
you could be two types of people sitting in a car. You're both in the same traffic. You can either see it as, you know, something to get angry about, and you know, there's nothing you can do about it, or you can just change your mindset. You can be positive. You're still in traffic either way.
Yeah, literally. One of the little things for me was stumping a toe out of bed, or just stumping my toe in general, you know? Just stumping your toe. Everyone always gets angry when you stump your toe and you blame the chair or the step, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone always does, yeah? But now I stump my toe and laugh at myself. Stump my toe and just laugh at myself, because at the end of the day, it is your fault. You didn't lift your foot high enough, or you went too close to the chair. But whenever you get angry, that sort of sends out that negative pulse of, agitated. Why does that keep happening to me? Da-da-da. But when I laugh at myself and just go about it, either someone else in the house will laugh, like my mum or my daughter Taya, or one of my friends will laugh at me, but I just carry on. Like, there's been times where I've stumped my foot and I've done something else, and you're just angry, and you get more aggravated by it, you know? But
Especially if it's that first thing in the morning, which is why those morning rituals are so good.
That's it.
Because if you stump your toe in the morning, you'd be, angry.
Gone.
And then the whole day, you could be angry.
God, the day is finished. You're going to have...
So you were saying, I think you said, was it off air, when you said about making your bed in the mornings as part of your morning ritual, because once you do that, clear mind, and then everything else goes better.
Yeah. Literally, I wake up in the morning, I try and get my cup of tea, make my bed, and as I'm putting my clothes on, brushing my teeth, making breakfast, I'll write just 10 things on my list. I've got it with me. It's weird. I look like a crazy person because it's all the same page. But it just says, I am grateful for my mum. I am grateful for the cup of tea she just brought me. I am grateful for my phone. I am grateful for my body. And no one needs to... They all sound silly, but they've all got a meaning, you know?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the tea. No one needed to bring me a tea. I was grateful that someone brought me a tea. I'm grateful for my phone. Why? Because I can contact my friends and it gets me work. I'm grateful for my car because it gets me to and from work and I can see my friends. So it's not just, for me, it's not just writing down what I'm grateful for, but writing down what I'm grateful for and why.
Yeah, I like the lessons. Like, this really bad thing happened to me, but I'm really grateful for the lesson I learned from that.
Yeah, that one's good, because even I've learned, there's times where I've paused and then I've realised what the lesson was. I didn't know it 10 minutes ago. Does that make sense? I'll write it and then go, what the lesson... No, I did learn that. Yeah, I did learn that, and I've realised myself. And I just think self-awareness is really good, and I think it's something a lot of people miss in today's society. You know, I think if people just took a minute to love themselves, look at themselves, think about their own actions a little bit, you would genuinely be surprised at what goes on around you. But to a lot of people, this just sounds silly and like fairy talk, and it's just silliness. But if your formula isn't working,
there's no coincidence why a lot of successful people or happy people think this way.
Exactly. And if your formula if your formula in life isn't working right now, then shouldn't you change it? If you're complaining about your car, your job, your life, your friends, then shouldn't you change that?
I think change is the best thing, actually.
Oh, change is life.
Embrace change.
Yeah, for real. Change is life. Like even as
people get stuck though, don't they? And if you're in your comfort zone, aren't you? If you don't change, it's quite happy there.
And then
safe.
Yeah. And then you're just in a rut because you're just comfortable with whatever. And then I feel like everyone's just comfortable with getting up, going to work, coming home, having dinner, going to bed, getting up, going to work. That normal life.
Or live for the weekend.
Yeah.
Blow it all out on the weekend, then feel rubbish on Monday.
Yeah.
Just repeat another cycle.
I'm not about that life. Like, there is much more to this world and to life in general. Like, if I don't like a job or if I don't like something, I'm gone. And I'll go and do something else. Not to sound ungrateful about it or whatever, you know? Like, but... no, I don't like to sit in environments that are clearly unhealthy for me or sit around people that are clearly not my vibe or not on my level. Like, no, let's just not bother. I'm losing here.
Yeah.
I'm losing because I'm aggravated by it.
And also, I don't know if you feel like this as well, because you're quite high energy, which I feel like I am as well, sick to being a teacher. If you are trying constantly to pick somebody else up or to change their life, because it takes the own person to see it, to change it, doesn't it? You can only change yourself. Yeah. So you're constantly giving them that energy.
You're draining yourself.
Yeah, you end up drained.
Yeah, you drain yourself.
I always feel like I have to go home and plug in, recharge my own batteries.
Yeah, I have to come home, sit by myself, watch my movie again to rejuvenate myself again, you know? And even again, little things I've learnt is looking after myself more. That sounds really stupid, but like... I get more haircuts more often. I might go and get a nice little shape up more often. I might go out and just get some new fragrances. Little things that I didn't look at too much before, I now take more care of. Or just look at more. And even if I thought, that's not really me, try it. Just try it. I might end up liking it, you know? I never know. Like, there's so many things now that I've got myself involved in that I genuinely don't mind doing. I like going to places or sitting down and talking about certain things. Or even, like, I love a shisha lounge and a little bit of Lebanese food. Oh, love that. Nice conversation, nice food, especially after the gym. Some of my favourite things, because you just sit, you just chat away, different environment, and it just, again, that environment of doing something different, it releases the good chemicals in your body because you're doing something different, so therefore it's fun, so therefore you're happy and positive. You know, it's just simple equations, like, I don't understand. Yeah, and the past 2 to 3 years where I've been, the countries I've been to, because of just me changing something. So I think it was last year, Wes unfortunately couldn't come to a certain job with me, and I had to go and judge at a competition, but also I had to do a solo spot. So it's called Judges Showcase, just to show the kids that you can still dance and you're still half decent. You can't be judging these kids and then, you know.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Plus, it's a good little show. The kids want to see
It's good they do that.
Oh, God, I think it's a good idea.
Sometimes I watch judges on things and I think, why are you judging that? Like, can you do that?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you still do that? I understand that was you 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Some judges have definitely got their credentials and don't need to. Like, they're enough. Yeah, so Wes unfortunately couldn't come, so I had to go by myself. And this is when I sort of like launched myself. This is when it was a bit of, right, let's launch Christopher. Everyone knows Chris from Chris and Wes because I felt I was losing a bit of me in terms of, oh, you're Chris and Wes. Oh, you're that guy. You're that ginger guy. You dance, don't you? That's a typical one. So typical. So I was just like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's me and it's nice. But, okay, so who am I now? Because if that's all I am, what is that? That's just a name and a person.
And also, if that's your identity, then if you lose that, who are you?
Who am I, you know?
Yeah.
So I made the decision last year to sort of start my own stuff up and then do a bit of Christopher D. Hence why we're here today. So this is me, Christopher D. All my stuff at the moment, all my other pages is Christopher D stuff.
Who are you?
We're all it's been fun. It's been fun. I'm just, you know what it is? I'm just a big ball of life and energy. I like to make people happy. I like to make them smile. I like to make them try and make them see the different sides of life. I hate the word can't. I was at a panto recently and one of the dancers said to me, I can't do an aerial. I said, stop. And she went, what? She went, I can't do it. I said, stop saying can't. I went, do you know you can't? She went, I've tried.
What's an aerial?
Sorry, I should explain, shouldn't I? So imagine a cartwheel with no hands.
Okay.
Yeah? So you're in the air, you run and just boom, and it's a cartwheel but no hands. Scary trick because you're looking at the floor and it's like that close the whole time. It's my favourite trick because it's dangerous. And I was like, guarantee you, give us 1 week and I'll have you doing an aerial. And she's like, no, Chris, it's going to take me forever. I can't. I'm going to stop saying the word can't. In 4 days, I had to do an aerial. And she literally said to me, sent me a message at the end of Panto, thank you so much, Chris. You helped me change the way I think because of that one trick. And all I did was teach her a trick. Now, if I truly have helped her change the way she thinks, imagine what the next few bits of her life could be like if she now thinks, no, I can. Because last year she would have gone, I can't do that audition.
Yeah.
And now she might go, no, I can do that audition. And then she gets that job. And then she ends up like my friend Shee doing N-Dub's jobs now, Stomp and Thriller. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One word change and one mind change could change how your whole next year to 2, 3, 4, 5 years turns out.
Yeah.
Like I said to Shee, look at him now. He's been travelling for years. He's been to every continent like 3 or 4 times. That is outstanding. You know? Outstanding. So it all comes down to just trying to be... I want to be me. I want to inspire people. I want to push people. But I also want to be on stage still myself. I'd love to be in a movie. Don't ask me why. I just could see that happening. Either a comedy scene or a fight scene. I'd love to do a fight scene.
I could even see you doing, what do you call it? Like stunt work.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Do you do parkour as well?
I don't actually go and do it, but I'm just that crazy guy. I'll happily run, jump, spin off something and
freestyle your own version, make it dancey.
Let's do it, man. Exactly. I want to make up my own flex. It's Christopher D. But no, yeah, I could jump off a building onto a big pillow. I'm up for that.
So the last 3 years you were saying, so obviously you've done the show and you had this big whirlwind of emotions and everything was going on for you, crazy. And then it's like slowed down a little bit for you. You got into a bit of personal development. You watched The Secret.
Yeah.
Are there any other books that you read along that way as well?
No, do you know what? I'm not a big reader. I'm not a big reader at all. There's certain books that have caught my attention, but I've never, excuse me, got the whole way through. And I just think that's just me. I just think
Use the button.
No, I should have. I was gonna use it, but I didn't use it. I think I'm just more of a visual person. I'm more of an an active person. So I like a movie, I like a series, a video of someone talking about something inspirational is better than me reading it. You know, I just take more to it. I can take more from it. I can feel it more. I can understand people's voices when they're speaking and their emotion and how they speak. So I believe them.
Yeah.
If I'm reading it, I can just go into that. This person did this and that. You know, that's just me. That's just me, who I am. So, yeah. there was a big down phase after the breakup and moving back to my mum's house, and it hit me that I've had like 5 years of all this positive things, and I've had a crazy journey, but I wasn't happy. I was like, how can I have been on this journey and visited these countries? I'd been to Vegas, I'd been to Ayia Napa, I jumped out of a plane, I'd swam with sharks.
Wow.
I'd had a baby. Like, how am I not actually happy? That's wrong. Something's wrong, you know? I hit rock bottom. After that breakup and that realisation, I hit rock bottom. I'd never been so low in my life. I didn't want to go outside, didn't want to see my friends, I didn't want to go anywhere, I didn't want to do anything. And it was that movie, the people around me, and I just gave up. I said, you are not going to get to the places you want, you're not going to reach the targets you want to reach, you're not going to be the person you want to be, you're not going to be an inspiration, you're not going to be anything unless you get yourself up, get out of this room, fix the hell up, and just do it. You've got people around you that will guide you. They're not always going to be there for you, because not everyone's there for you always when you need them. Mm-hmm. Friends will be there to support you, yes. You can holler them, they might not come for an hour or a day because they're busy, they've got their own lives to do. You can't get angry at that, you know?
Yeah.
But
you're there for you.
Right. So as long as you got you there, you got your mind, that's enough. It's step one. Conquer step one, step two will become available. Conquer step two, and so on and so on. And now I am living life. I am good. I put up a note before Christmas on my vision board with two of my friends, two of my very closest friends, Cheryl and Pip. Shout out. And they, one of the post-it notes we put on my board was visit 5 new countries before the end of 2019. We are in January and I've already got 3 countries in the diary ready to go to, which weren't even booked yet. But it had to be as Christopher D, not as Chris and Wes. Mm-hmm. And literally, things started happening.
So these are opportunities. It's not you going on holiday. It's you going there dancing.
Me going there dancing. And don't get me wrong, I can't complain. My job takes me away around the country and around the world. It's a holiday to me. As I'm working, it's a holiday. I tried to pack for a holiday last year. My mum come in and said, you don't know how to pack for a holiday. You're packing for work. Why do you need this? Because I don't go on holiday. So
do you ever relax?
Yeah, I don't think I do. No, I do. I like my evening to go home, chill. I like my series. I like my movies. I like my PlayStation with my boys. So I have my evenings, you know. But sometimes I have classes that I go to. So it's tit for tat, a little bit here and there. I have forgot my train of thought.
So do you go to classes as well as a participant? Do you go to get inspired by other instructors?
Yes, something I haven't done enough in the past 3 to 4 years is go to classes. I'm actually supposed to be going to a class tonight with a friend of mine. It's going to be my first class in about 4 or 5 years, so it's nerve-wracking times. But it's something that I would advise more up-and-coming people to do, and even people in my situation who might have some sort of their name for themselves, whether it be a little bit old now or new. I would advise them to always go, and because your world always needs inspiring, you know, like our vision, the way I used to dance has now become old, and the way I'm dancing now, I'm keeping up with them. Does that make sense? But I know dancers out there that are still stuck in their ways back then, and they're wondering why their school's not popular or people don't want to work with them. Again, if your chemical's not working, bruh, change it up, you know? So,
on that note.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to 91.8 Hayes FM, the Way Shee radio show with myself, Nicola Chan, and my special guest, Chris from Chris and Wes.
What's happening, people?
Hi, Lindsay, who's on Facebook. Those of you who are just listening on the radio, we've also got a Facebook Live going on my page, Nicola Chan. I also have the Way Shee radio page. We were on live earlier, so you can catch the beginning